Hi, from Coach Tom. Got another one for you. Advice for teachers. 37 years of teaching. Here's the number one thing. Love the kids. When you care, they'll care. And by the way, 37 years, they're not changing anything about, really, it's like watching ice melt. We're still going to have Algebra 2. God knows, I never used any Algebra 2 in 37 years of being a businessman or anything else. It just teaches you to think. I appreciate. But making every kid take it, making every kid take chemistry, really? Who's that for? No child left behind? We left a lot of kids behind. Listen, love the kids. No matter the topic they're making you teach. You got to teach Algebra 2. You got to teach chemistry. That's fine. We got to teach it. We'll go get it taught. But love the kids up and stick these three things in there whenever you can, because they're never, ever in the United States, as far as I can tell, ever going to allow this stuff to get taught, and it needs to get taught. Number one, mental health. You got to create a safe atmosphere in that classroom. You got to talk about mental health topics. You got to make every kid feel included in that class. No bullying of any kind goes on in there. Talk about how to breathe, how to seek help, who on your campus is available for them to share their stories. Some of these kids, man, they got some harsh backgrounds. They're right there in front of you. Harsh backgrounds. Some of them might have slept out in front of the school last night, or they're living in a car. You don't even know the kind of horrors that they got to go through and what they've experienced themselves. So understand those kids and talk about how to deal with anger, how to deal with your emotions, because they're young. Them brains ain't wired in yet. They go crazy, and just understand, especially if you teach ninth graders like I did. They're beautiful, but they're not all dialed in yet. So that's very important. Mental health and little tips and tricks, how to get help, how to breathe, things that you might have done yourself to go get your own self healed up. Share these things, little moments of quiet, anything, little bits and pieces. They can't do it for 25 minutes. I get it, but give them something. Next, personal development. You got to talk about how to set goals, kind of like some of you did to get through your life and do some of the great things that you've done and seen. You've got to teach them a little bit of that Tony Robbins, Jim Rohn, Grant Cardone, all these teachers that are available right now on the internet. Some of those tips and tricks to be the best version of yourself, to how to set yourself up, and that leads into the next one, a little finances. I've seen this for 37 years. We got these folks, these kids, they come from families that are doing the absolute best they can, but they don't have a lot of means, a lot of money, and they're like generational poverty. It's just what it is. It's not fair. It's just what it is. So any advice you could give them, like, I got a dear friend who has a check cashing place. These folks will go for decades, generations, to the check cashing store, live check to check, instead of maybe get a little side hustle, eat a little less, stack some checks, open a bank account, stack money in that bank account, and then being able to not have to pay any fees to cash a check. You get to keep more money week to week, month to month, year over year, decade over decade, that you can invest in yourself, your family, pay a bill, solve a problem. Just one little thing like that. Not having to go to a check cashing place, stacking some checks and opening a bank account, and then sharing with them all the different teachers that are on here on YouTube to teach you about your finances. Because the people you're with, they're doing the best they can, love and props to them. But if you want to get a little bit more money stacked, and what's the techniques and tricks to do that, I hear too many kids for decades. This will be more videos. I have to wait to get chosen to get a job. And I'm like, yeah, with COVID, we can't go out and do some of this service business. But when this thing gets settled, a cure, a treatment, a vaccine, something, you can get out in your own neighborhood and provide service and get paid cash. There's lots of people who need a car wash, dog walk, poop picked up, kids wash, groceries bought, all kinds of things you could do. Cleaning yards. At 15, at 14, you don't have to wait to go get a job making French fries somewhere, waiting for them to pick you and tell you how many hours you get to work this week. You don't have to wait to be abundant. It's out here. So I left you with that. Love the kids. Break it down. Got to love the kids. And then we're going to share personal development, mental health. I might have done the order wrong. Mental health, personal development, and then financial education. Stick this into any topic that you got to teach, subject you're in: English, PE, sciences, anything and everything in between. And keep loving those kids up. Thanks for listening. Appreciate it. You could always like, share, subscribe, but do that. That's my advice for teachers. Thank you.